Hello, my name is Andrew Moran, and I am with you on episode 6 of Think Liberty. The first issue I'd like to discuss is a new study by Gallup and Northeastern University that found that 48% of Americans endorse the idea of a universal basic income, otherwise known as a basic income guarantee, or as some libertarians like to say, free money just for breathing. The study was interesting because it showed that more Republicans and independents opposed the idea compared to the number of Democrats who were in favor of it. Also, it showed that the people didn't really want to pay for the program. They wanted others to pay for it. So the Gallup poll showed that 80% of the respondents said corporations should pay higher taxes to fund a basic income guarantee. Meanwhile, just between 40 and 50% said that they would personally pay higher taxes to have a basic income guarantee for citizens of the country. A basic income guarantee has been proposed for a long time. If you actually dig into the history of a basic income guarantee, the idea actually traces back to the 19th century. Revolutionary historian and philosopher Thomas Paine, he actually wanted to have have Americans entitled to a monthly stipend just for living. It was an idea of the beginning of a welfare state. Luckily, the U.S. government abandoned the idea, and pretty much other nations around the world haven't really adopted a basic income guarantee. Now, what I find interesting about the discussion is that it has really evolved. First, when I first learned about a basic income guarantee, the proponents suggested that it would be a great way to eliminate the welfare state, save taxpayers money, reduce the size of the government, and just give everyone a blank check, no matter their income, no matter what their employment status, no matter how much money they have. If you're over 18 and you're alive, you just get money. And that's fascinating because now it changed. Now the basic income guarantee is supposed to complement the welfare state. So you still have the bureaucracy, you still have these dozens of welfare programs, you'll have food stamps, you'll have pensions, you'll have unemployment insurance, and on top of that, you have this monthly $500, $1,000 check, or 50. Some say they want it to be $30,000 a year, I believe. Countries have, and jurisdictions around the world are experimenting currently. Finland was one of the first developed countries to experiment with it. They're currently in the pilot project stage. The province of Ontario launched one last year, and it's likely that the province of Ontario is going to introduce it should Kathleen win and the Liberal Party win this spring's provincial election. In order to stay in office yet again, they would probably introduce the program to garner more votes and to ensure they stay in power for another 4 years, which, should they win in a couple of months and then they win that election, they'd be in power for a quarter of a century now. That's astounding. Another interesting thing about basic income guarantee is that it questions the spirit of humanity. There's Jordan Peterson in his fantastic book 12 Rules for Life. At the end of the book, in chapter 12, he talks about limitations and how human beings are incapable these days of accepting their limitations and accepting that they aren't perfect and that they can't achieve everything, and that they can't handle the tragedies and difficulties of life. And so that's why he suggests that once in a while, if you're walking down the street, you see a cat, pet it, or just take solace in the simple benefits of life. But today, I think you can really transition that to the basic income discussion, because people just want money for nothing. They want money. They want something for nothing. They want to belong to the SFN society. And this is wrong. This is the antithesis to both being and just basic economics. The proponents often say that it would be no one would just stay home and be lazy. They would actually still work. It's nice to have that guaranteed money to pay the rent, pay the bills, put food on the table without losing sleep at night or constant worrying. But for instance, Switzerland had a referendum a couple of years ago. Thankfully, only 23% of the nation supported the basic income guarantee, though it was up from 15% from the previous referendum on a basic income. And the newspaper called Swiss Info was interviewing some of the voters who cast a ballot in favor of the universal basic income. And they said that a basic income would allow them to quit their job and seek out their passion. Others said that a basic income would allow them to just, cultivate their minds, and that it would be a great gateway to abolishing money and getting rid of it because it, quote, doesn't belong in this world. So you're already seeing hints of what people would do with a basic income. The city of Stockton is filed for bankruptcy back in 2013. The mayor is trying out a monthly stipend. He's giving $500 a month to I think 3,000 families, and already Michael Tubbs, the mayor, he's a Democratic mayor. And he's already has a conclusion in his mind that it works, that it's a success, and it's going to produce prosperity for the entire city. And if it works in Stockton, then it could work in the rest of the country and around the world. And everyone is singing his praise, and everyone's dancing under rainbows, and dancing in the sunshine and holding hands, singing "Kumbaya." But it's not going to be that way. Not only are you going to fracture the division of labor, you're going to extract money from those who produce the value to the marketplace to give to the takers. And you're going to completely disrupt the marketplace. Also, you're going to have a situation whereby jobs that are in demand will go left unfilled because these people who have a basic income, they're going to pursue their passions and they're going to abandon the responsibility. So, for instance, let's say there is a job of septic tank cleaning, or there's a job to clean sewers. If I have a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 basic income, I'm not going to do these dirty jobs. I'm not going to risk my life. I'm not going to have a danger wage premium job because I have that basic income guarantee. I'm going to go, here's what I'm going to do. If I have $25,000 a year, I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to help that pay my bills, pay my rent, pay my food, and I'm going to concentrate on sketching, or I'm going to concentrate on writing, or I'm going to concentrate on something where there's a huge talent pool already, but there's very little demand. Because you know what? It's my passion. Now I have this money from the government. I have the money from the taxpayers. And I'm just going to sit here and focus on what I love to do. I'm not going to do what I need to do or what jobs are in demand. I'm going to do something that I love. Because I'm a human being and I should be taken care of from cradle to grave, and life isn't about working mundane jobs. Life isn't about doing what you don't want to do. Life should be just sunshine and lollipops from the moment you were born to the very last moment before you perish. So the basic income guarantee, there's a lot to be discussed about it, and you can really dive deep into both the economics and the psychology of basic income. So that's it for episode 6 of Think Liberty. Today was just one subject because that was a very interesting poll done because that's a historic number of Americans who have endorsed the concept. So next week, hopefully we'll dive into more episodes. Thank you very much and have a nice week.